Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Sony should be very afraid of Microsoft? Smash JT. I know a lot of fanboys are going to be pissed off at me making this video, but I'm not here to appease people. I'm here to give you my true feelings of what I just witnessed watching E3 2018. And Microsoft stole the show. Everything they presented was top-notch. It was professional, it was on target, they didn't make you waste any time, there wasn't any cringe involved. It was just all meat, all substance, everything you wanted to see as a gamer. And on top of the games that they're creating and providing for the gamers, they also added 5 new studios underneath the Microsoft Studios umbrella.
Please help me in welcoming all of our new studios. By joining us at Microsoft Studios, these 5 new teams will have the resources, the platform, and creative independence to take bigger risks, create even bolder worlds for you.
That tells me from right now that Microsoft is pointing to the future of what the game industry is going to be and what they expect out of the next generation of consoles. They're going to be working tirelessly to provide incredible games going forward. And from what I saw at Sony's E3, it was basically just rehashing the same games that we all expected to see at the conference, with very little new and very little that took us by surprise, especially for the far future in 2019 and 2020 and beyond. As far as the games are concerned, Sony definitely has a leg up on Microsoft for this generation, and clearly the PlayStation 4 is the winner between the Xbox One and the PS4. But I'm talking about the future, the next generation of consoles. Xbox is getting ready for the fight of all fights. Sega and Nintendo wouldn't even compare to the fight that's about to happen. They'd look like 2 kids in the schoolyard compared to these 2 behemoths of companies going at it face to face to see who would provide the better system and who will win the next generation of console wars.
We are committed to building an industry-leading first-party studios organization.
From what Microsoft showed at this year's E3 2018, Halo Infinite looks incredible. However, after recently learning that the developer is using a brand new game engine, and this is at the very start of the production of the game, they got a long way to go, and it's my prediction that Halo Infinite will be a launch game on the next Xbox system. And that's something I could have never imagined going into E3 2018. In fact, I had pretty much given up on Microsoft in the console wars prior to watching their conference. It felt like they were dead in the water, like they almost didn't care anymore. Like the Xbox One X was a failed attempt at a next mid-generation console upgrade, and they were just throwing their hands up. Crackdown 3 is getting delayed to 2019, and they just didn't care anymore. At least that's what I thought going into this. After watching their conference, holy crap, they are 100% committed to maybe not so much this generation, but clearly they are staking their claim for the next generation console wars right here and now. And I feel like Sony is almost letting it get to their head of their success with the PS4, that they're losing their focus on what the next generation of consoles should be and what they're actually going to be working on going into that. Initially, prior to going into E3, I was thinking that Sony had something prepared for us, something to surprise us with what they're working on. Not necessarily a Sony PlayStation 5 reveal, but more along the lines of a PlayStation 4 portable, something that would compete with the Nintendo Switch and show us that they're thinking ahead into the next generation of consoles. As of this moment, without Sony revealing any plans to a new console at E3 2018 and seeing how Microsoft is ramping up all these studios underneath their brand going forward, it's clear to me that this fight is just getting started. Some may even argue that the success Sony's had with the PlayStation 4 is starting to go to their head, especially when it comes to this most recent Fortnite issue, where they've locked accounts to Sony PlayStation if it ever got connected to the PlayStation Network. Whereas Xbox looking at the situation saying, it's fine, whatever you want to do, we'll do cross-platform play with any of these other competitors because we want the gamers to be happy. Microsoft gets it. Now, clearly people could look at that and say, Microsoft has to say that because they're losing, and that's the only thing a loser would say because they're trying to keep up. But I look at it as Microsoft is gaining a lot of traction in the faith of gamers right now, and Sony is losing it incredibly fast. I'm talking about laying the groundwork to set a path and become successful in the next generation of consoles, whatever that may be. And clearly, a lot can change between here and there, but right now, looking at Microsoft's E3, it's hard to argue with how good that presentation was. But I want to throw it out to you guys. What do you feel about this fight between Microsoft and Sony? Should Sony be afraid of Microsoft after watching their E3? Be really interested to hear your take on this. Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.
And as you saw earlier, we are making one of our greatest single-year investments in teams by adding 5 new creative studios.